Good morning, children. Let us begin with Standard 5 EVS, Unit 11, Sunita in Space, Part 1. So, this lesson is about Sunita Williams, who had gone into the space and she was the first Indian woman. So, let us start reading straight from the heart. What do you think the earth looks like? Make a drawing of the earth in your notebook. On your drawing, show where you are. Take a look at your friend's drawing too. So, it is mentioned that to draw the earth. Now, we all know how the earth looks like. We normally say that the earth is round, but the earth is a little flat on the top and the down on the opposite two sides. Means if we say towards the top, the north and south side, it is little flat, and then it is round at the sides. So earth is little in an oval shape, not exactly oval, but a little oval and not exactly round. So as you can see in the left, you can see a globe, and this globe is what it presents the earth, that the earth looks like that. So we say that it is a globe. What is your earth really like? Uzaira and Shahmir are playing with the globe. While they play, they are talking to each other. So these two children, Uzaira and Shahmir, they were looking at the globe and trying to notice all the places, and they were talking to each other about the globe. So where we can see the whole earth, how it looks, is a globe. Uzaira, do you know that Sunita Williams is visiting our school tomorrow? I have heard that she has spent more than 6 months in space. So the two children were talking and they were looking at the globe, and they started talking to each other and saying that Sunita Williams was going to visit their school the next day. And she said that she had heard about her, that she had almost stayed in the space for around more than 6 months. As she was an astronaut, she had gone to space and she had spent more than 6 months in space. Shamir, looking at the globe. Here is America, Africa. Hey, where is the space? Uzaira, the sky, stars, sun and moon. They are all in space. Shahamir, yes, I know. Sunita Williams went in a spaceship. I saw on TV that she could see the earth from there. Uzaira, yes, from the earth looked like this globe. Shahamir, if our earth looks like this globe, then where are we? Uzaira takes a pen and places it on the globe. Uzaira, here we are. This is India. So both the children were talking, and Shamir said that we can see all the places on this globe, that where is America, where is Africa. So how did Sunita go into space, and where is space mentioned on this globe? So he was just joking with Uzaira. Then Uzaira said that the stars, the sky, and the moon, they all are in the space, they are in the sky, and that cannot be seen on the earth. So Shahamir said that he knew, and he knew all that because he had seen it on TV, that Sunita Williams had gone in a spaceship, in a rocket, to the space, and from that space she could see the earth, the globe, that earth she could see from space. And then they located with a pencil where India was on the globe. Shamir, if we were here like this, we would all fall off. I think we must be inside the globe. Now they are looking at a globe, and on that globe they can see India, which is very small. So Shamir is just joking, and he's saying that if we are here, means we all are standing on this globe over here on the earth, then how is it that we are standing and not falling off. So he says that I think so, we are not on the globe, we are inside the globe. That is why we all are standing and we don't fall off. Uzaira, if we are inside, then where is the sky, the sun, the moon, and the stars? We must be on the globe, and all the seas and oceans must also be on the globe. Shahamir, pointing towards the lower part of the globe, you mean to say that no one stays here? Uzaira, people live here too. Brazil and Argentina are here. So, joking and all confused, Uzaira says that if we were inside the globe, then where is the sky and the sun and the moon and the stars? So, she says that we are all on the globe and all the seas and oceans are also on the globe. Shahamir then pointing towards the lower part of the globe. So, where towards the left, where one hand is, that is the upper part, and then towards the lower part, he says, then there are no people staying here on the lower part of the globe. Then Uzaria says, no, there are people staying everywhere on the globe. And towards the lower part is Brazil and Argentina, where also people are staying. Shamir, are the people there standing upside down? Why don't these people fall? Uzaria, yes, it looks like strange, isn't it? And this blue part must be the sea. Why doesn't the sea water fall off? So they all have a question in their mind that if it is in such a low part, so are the people standing upside down if they are on the globe? And why is the sea water not falling? So students, why are we standing on the ground? It is because of the gravitational force. The earth exerts certain force on us, and because of that we all are attached and we can almost stand and walk on the earth. That is due to because gravitational force. So that is why we all can stand and we can walk and we don't fall off the earth. Talking with Sunita. When Sunita Williams came to India, thousands of children like Uzaira and Shahamir got a chance to meet her. So now Sunita Williams had come to India from America, that is NASA, and thousands of children like curious children like Uzaira and Shahamir had met her. Sunita says that her friend Kalpana Chawla wanted to come to India and meet children. She came to India to fulfill Kalpana's dream. Now, when Sunita met all the children, she said that she had come to India because of Kalpana Chawla's dream. What was Kalpana Chawla's dream? Her dream was that she wanted to come to India and meet all the children in India. So she had come to fulfill Kalpana's dream. Now Sunita is sharing with us the experience of her living in space. So as you can see in this picture that you can see her hair is all standing and they are right up in a spaceship. So what does she experience? We could not sit at one place. We kept floating in the spaceship from one end to the another. So now what does she say? That they could not sit in the spaceship when they were out in the space. They were all floating in the air. They were almost flying in the air, not very high. They were just floating. They could not put their legs down, and they were all floating from one place to the other, and they could not sit in one place at that time. Water too does not stay at one place. It floats around as bulbs. To wash our face or hands, we had to catch these bulbs and wet paper with them. So she said that it was not only that they could not sit in one place, even the water floated and it was in bubbles, like they were floating, and they had to catch hold of one of those bubbles and balls type and wet a paper and use for cleaning their hands or face or any other use if they needed water for. We ate very differently there. The real fun was when all of us would float into the dining area of the spaceship and catch the floating food packets. So now, even for eating, the food was floating. When Sunita Williams and her other companions, they all gathered to eat something, it was the most fun because everything was floating in that dining area of the spaceship, and they all had to catch hold of what they wanted to eat. In space, there was no need to use a comb. My hair kept standing all the time. So they could not even comb their hair because their hair was also standing, as we just saw in the picture. Not being able to walk, we had to get used to floating around. We had to learn to do simple things differently. To stay at one place, we had to strap ourselves there. Papers also had to be stuck to the wall of the spaceship. It was a lot of fun living in space, but it was not also difficult. So, Sunita said that nothing was normal there. They were not able to walk. So, if they wanted to stand in one place, they had to tie a strap around themselves and attach them to something where they wanted to stand so that they would not move. Otherwise, they were just floating from one place to the other. So, they started learning that if they wanted to do something, they had to do it in another way. And then papers also, if they needed to write something or to read something, the papers were also floating from one place to the other. So they had to stick that paper on the wall of the spaceship if they had anything to do. So it was a fun in space when they stayed there, and they found that it was not that difficult if we have different ways for us to, and they find out different ways that how they should do. So it was really very fun and not difficult in space for that few months that they lived there. Here are Sunita's photographs when they had taken off in the spaceship. So the taking off date was 9/12/2006, and in the next picture you can see that they cannot stand. They cannot put their stay on the floor and stand there. They all are floating. You can see they are hanging up. This is the dining area where the food was also flying away, and this is the date of 11/12/2006. They are all sitting together for lunch or dinner. And this, you can see that her hair is standing, and there was no problem while working because she had no disturbance of her head disturbing her, and they could not even comb it. You can see the inner part of the spaceship. And here she is in space and working and doing experiments, which she said that it was really fun being out of the spaceship in the space. So these are all her experiences. Isn't it amazing? On the earth, when we throw something up, it comes down. When we throw a ball up in air, it falls back. We are able to catch it. On the earth, we don't keep floating around. When we fill a glass or bucket with water, it stays there. It doesn't float around in bulbs, as Sunita Williams says. It is something special about the earth that makes this happen. The earth pulls everything towards itself. Sunita Williams went 360 kilometers away from the earth in the spaceship. Think how far this would be: find out which town or city is located about 360 kilometers away from where you live. This is how far Sunita Williams went away from the earth. I had just mentioned about the gravitational force on earth. Whenever we throw anything up, it comes down and it falls back on the ground towards the earth. For example, if we throw a ball up in the air, that ball will come down and again you are able to catch it. It was not something like what Sunita Williams had mentioned, that they were floating. We don't float on the earth. If we throw water up in the air, that water will come and fall down on the earth, on the ground. They don't float up like balls on the earth. So this is the special characteristic that the earth has, that it has a certain type of force and which exerts on us and it pulls us towards the earth. For that is why we can stand, and anything that is thrown up in the air will be pulled back towards the earth. Now, Sunita Williams had traveled around 360 kilometers away from the earth into the space. So she was so far away from the earth into the space that which part we call is the space, and in that part of the space there is no such pressure that is exerted on the earth. There is no gravitational force in the space. Gravitational force is only there on the planet earth. Can you now say why Sunita's hair kept standing? Think why water flows downwards on any slope. On mountains too, water flows downwards, not upwards. So anything, as I said, that in space there was no gravitational force. That is why they were floating, and her hair, Sunita Williams' hair, was also standing. And any water, when we throw anything upwards, it will always come down because of this gravitational force. That is why water always flows downwards. It never goes upwards. Where are the lines really? Sunita describes her view of the earth from the spaceship. The earth looks so beautiful and amazing. We could watch it for hours from the window of the spaceship. We could really clearly see the curved shape of the earth. So Sunita Williams described the earth from the space. She said that they could clearly see the earth globe, like a globe, the big earth from the space, and it was very beautiful and amazing to see the earth from the space. For hours they would keep watching at the earth from the window of the spaceship, and they could really see the shape of the earth, which is not exactly round as we said. It was a little curved shape. Look at this photograph of the earth taken from a spaceship. From such photographs today, we know what the earth looks like. But thousands of years ago, people could only imagine what the earth looked like. Scientists tried hard to find out how big is the earth? How does it go around? Now, this is a photograph of the earth taken from the space, from a spaceship by the astronauts, and we can clearly have the picture of what our earth looks like. Somewhere it is green, somewhere brownish, whitish, and mostly bluish. So this we can study and see that how our earth looks like. But thousands of years ago in the past, people did not know how the earth looked like, and the scientists at that time, they had not been in the space, and they also did not have an idea that how big the earth was and how it went around. And there were many questions even the scientists had at that time. That time means in the past. And this is how the earth looks now. These are the present photos where our astronauts when they went in space and they have taken of the Earth. Uzaira and Shahmir are looking at different countries on the globe. Uzaira, see, there are lines between the different countries on this globe. Are such lines also there on the earth? Shahmir, there must be. They are there on the map of India in this book. See, there are lines between the different states too. So now when Uzaira and Shahmir were still looking at the globe and trying to study that what it was like and what were the different places, they saw those lines which we call the latitudes and longitudes which we are drawn on the globe. So they saw these lines and they said that these lines are passing through many countries and different places. So is it like that there are lines on the real earth also? So they are confused for this part and they are talking to each other in that manner. Uzaira, if we go from Delhi to Rajasthan, would we find such lines made on the ground? Now they had seen certain lines which were passing from Delhi and to Rajasthan, which I said are called the longitudes and latitudes. But these we say are imaginary lines which are passing through all the places. They are not seen on the real ground on the earth. So we won't find such lines anywhere whenever we go, even to a far place, from one place to the other. If we travel, we will never see such lines because these are just imaginary lines which are called latitudes and longitudes. When Sunita saw the earth from space, she found the earth very beautiful. Many thoughts came to her mind as she describes it. From so far away, one can only make out the land and the sea. One cannot see the different countries. Divisions into countries has been done by us. All the lines on the maps are made by us. They are in our minds. I wish we all think about this. Where are the lines really? So Neeta says that when she saw the earth from the space, she found it very beautiful. And in that time, many thoughts came to her mind. And she says that when she saw the earth from so far, she could only see the round earth, the sea and the ocean that is blue in color, and the land area that was greenish and brownish. She could not see any people from there. She could not see that where India is and where America is and where Africa is. She could only see the beautiful earth. So she says that the boundaries also that we make between us and between the different states and different countries are they are being made by human, they have been made by people. We are trying to differentiate that this is our area and this area belongs to the others, but such boundaries and such lines are not to be seen from space. So her way of thinking and saying was that we people should all be equal and stay like one, as it is seen from the space. Everything was looking very beautiful and one whole earth could be seen. So why can't we also stay in the same manner on this earth without differentiating between anything or any other areas or space or land? Look at the sky. Shamir. He closes one eye and moves the coin back and forth while looking at the moon. Look, I can hide the moon behind this coin. Uzaira, wow! Imagine hiding such a big moon behind such a small coin. Why don't you try to do the same with a coin? How many centimeters away from the eye did you keep the coin to hide the Moon. Do you think the moon is flat like the coin or round like a ball? Have you ever looked carefully at the sky at night? Don't the twinkling stars look magical? And sometimes the moon is silvery and bright, while sometimes it is nowhere to be seen in the black sky. Now the children were looking at the moon and they were trying to do an experiment with a coin. Shahamir, he closed one of his eye and he took a coin in front of a picture of a moon, and then he tried to hide the moon behind the coin, and he said that he could do it. So they were imagining and they were saying that the moon is so big, and how was it possible that a moon, such a big round, can hide behind a coin. So even you can try it at home. And we have seen the moon in the sky. Sometimes it is whitish, sometimes it looks little silvery, and sometimes we do not find the moon in the sky. Why? Because it goes behind the earth, and sometimes we cannot see the moon. The moon is hiding behind the earth. So the earth is so that even it can hide the moon behind it. Do your best and things will work out. When Sunita was 5 years old, she saw pictures of Neil Armstrong landing on the moon. In 1969, Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon. Like any other child, Sunita was also fascinated. Sunita says that when she was a young girl, she really loved sports and swimming. She was never too interested in studies. So now Sunita is again sharing her experience, and she says that if you try your best, you can find and be successful in life, and everything will work out well. So she says that when she was 5 years old, she used to see the pictures of Neil Armstrong, who was the first man to land on the moon. And in the year 1969, he had reached the moon and he had put his first step on the moon. And she was also as fascinated as other children were at that time. And when she was a young girl, she loved sports, she loved swimming, and she was not too interested in studying. After high school, Sunita wanted to become a diver, but she could not get into that course. Instead, she became a helicopter pilot. One day, she found out that if she studied and trained for it, she could join the space mission. And that is what she did. In 2007, Sunita Williams set a new record of the longest space flight by a woman. Sunita often gives her own example to tell children, if you want something but you get something else, do not give up. Do your best and things will work out. When Sunita was asked by a child what would she like to do in the future, she answered, I want to become a school teacher, so that she could make children understand how science and maths are closely linked to our lives. So after her high school studies, Sunita, she wanted to become a diver because she was very interested in swimming and sports. So, but she could not get into that course, and instead she became a pilot of a helicopter. She could fly helicopters. So she became a helicopter pilot. And then slowly she found that if she could study more and if she would take more training, she could enter into the space mission course. Then in 2007, she made a new record of the longest space flight by a woman. And then one child had asked her one question that and she said that if you want something in your life and you get something else, so we should not become upset. By getting that something else, we should try to do our best, and whatever we want in our life, that will really come through. Now, one of the child also asked her that now in future, what would Sunita Williams want to do? So Sunita Williams said that she would like to become a school teacher now, so that she could encourage the children and explain to them that how science and how maths, they both are interrelated with each other, and how helpful it is in our daily life, and how they can become successful in life by this technology of science and maths in our lives. So, what we have learned: why do children always slide down the slide and not slide up? If this slide were there in Sunita's spacecraft, would children slide like this? Why? Why do we see stars mostly at night? Looking at Earth from space, Sunita said, different countries cannot be seen as separate from here. These lines are on paper. They are made by us. What do you think? What do you understand by this? So what do we learn in this lesson? That why are we always pulled towards the earth? Why do, for example, if children slide, we climb up and then we slide down and we come towards the ground? So why is it that? Because of the gravitational force. If there were such slides in the spaceship, would we able to be slide? We could not climb up because there is no force, gravitational force in the space. We only float. Even the slide would be floating up in the space. Then why do we see stars only at the night? Because of the sunlight. When the sun is shining, stars are there in the sky, moon is there in the sky throughout the day. We can only see in the night because of the sunlight. It becomes dark in the night because of the sun. During the day, because of the sunlight, we cannot see the stars and moon. But as the sun sets and it becomes dark, we can see the twinkling stars and moon in the sky. And what Sunita said, that the earth looks only one from the space. The different countries and different borders and the lines are drawn by us. We have done that on paper, and between us we have made these boundaries. So we should all live like one, as she could see the earth from the space. So dear children, I hope you have understood this lesson 11. So your homework for this part is that you read this lesson at least once or twice. And thank you and have a very nice day.